The elders said the land was blessed. But they never told us what it was fed. Long before the first drum was beaten in the village of Iran, the land had a memory. It remembered every footstep, every oath, every betrayal pressed into its soil. The elders said the land was blessed, chosen by the ancestors themselves. They said the harvest came because of wisdom, sacrifice, and order. But that was not the truth the land remembered. The truth was older and buried. Every generation, when a child was born under a red moon, the elders gathered in silence. No songs. No celebrations. Just whispers behind closed doors and eyes that refused to meet the child's gaze. They called these children marked, though never in public. To the village, they were simply unlucky. Asha was born during such a moon. Her mother felt it the moment she screamed into the night air. The wind shifted. The fire in the heart hissed. Somewhere beyond the huts, the forest groaned as though something ancient had awakened. The elders came before dawn, their faces tight with practiced calm, and declared the birth normal. Blessed, even. But they warned her mother to keep the child close. To teach obedience. To never let her wander too far. As Asha grew, the signs became impossible to ignore. Crops bent toward her as she passed. Animals fell silent in her presence. When she cried, the sky darkened. When she laughed, the river swelled. The elders watched from a distance, fear buried beneath years of rehearsed denial. They had sworn never to speak of the curse again. Decades earlier, the village had been starving. The land had dried, the river cracked, and the ancestors were silent. Desperate, the elders sought power not meant for human hands. Deep within the forest, beneath a stone altar older than names, they made a bargain. Life for life. Blood for abundance. The land answered. But power never arrives alone. The curse demanded a vessel. Someone born when the veil was thin. Someone whose life would anchor the land's hunger. The first child was offered willingly, wrapped in ritual and lies. The harvest returned. The village survived. And the elders promised it would never happen again. They lied. Because the land remembered the bargain. And it would not release them. When Asha turned 16, the sickness began. Elders collapsed without warning. Their dreams filled with fire and roots choking their throats. The forest crept closer each night, trees shifting where none had stood before. The land was calling in its own language, and Asha could hear it clearly. It spoke to her when she slept. It told her of bones beneath the soil, of names erased, of blood soaked into stone. It showed her the truth the elders had buried with ceremony and silence. She was not cursed by birth. She was chosen by guilt. When Asha confronted the elders, they denied everything. They said she was confused, influenced by spirits, dangerous. Fear sharpened their voices. Power had kept them alive for years, but now it was slipping from their control. So they decided to repeat history. On the night of the Festival of Gratitude, they led Asha to the forest under the pretense of cleansing rites. Torches flickered. Drums beat too slowly. The land watched. As the first blade touched her skin, the earth responded. Roots burst from the ground, wrapping around wrists and ankles. The sky cracked open. The forest roared, not in anger, but recognition. The land had waited generations for someone who would not be silent. Asha did not scream. She spoke. She named the bargain. She named the lie. She named every child lost to their fear. And as she spoke, the land shifted its allegiance. The power the elders had stolen turned against them, unraveling their bodies into dust and memory. By morning, the forest had retreated. The river calmed. The village stood unchanged except for the absence of its leaders. The people asked Asha what curse had been lifted. She told them the truth. There was never a curse on this land, she said. Only guilt passed down like inheritance. They asked her what would happen now. Asha looked at the soil beneath her feet, warm and breathing, finally free. The land remembers, she said. And this time, it forgives. But deep beneath the stone altar, something stirred. Because bargains are never undone so easily. And the land never forgets who taught it hunger. If you enjoyed this folktale, hit the subscribe and like button and turn on the notification icon so you'll be notified when a new story drops.